Now, I know what you're probably thinking. The title of this video has to be clickbait, because how can you make hundreds, even into the thousands a month on Amazon with only an $8 investment? Well, if you're a frequent flyer here on Profit Guru, then you know that I only share things with you guys that I'm actually doing myself. And what I'm about to show you is a legit way that you can invest only around $8 per month, and you can make hundreds per month on Amazon doing this. And what I'm talking about right now is creating low content materials that you can then sell on KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. If you're not familiar with what low content materials are, I'm going to cover that with you and just how easy they are to create. Literally, anybody can do this, and it really doesn't involve a ton of research. But before we get into that, I'm Cassandra with Profit Guru, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel because I put out videos like this every single week of things that I'm personally doing to make money online so that I can help you guys do the same. All right, let me show you how to make your first low content material that you can list on Amazon.
So what exactly is low content material? Well, if you think about what contents means, that means what's inside. So something like a chapter book, for instance, that has a lot inside of it. So that would be a high content material. Low content, on the other hand, are going to be products that don't have a lot inside of it. So for example, we're thinking here like diaries, sketchbooks, notebooks, things like that. So if you're thinking, I'm not an author, I'm not creative like that, I can't make these materials, you're definitely wrong, because the inside is not really what you're going to be worried about. It's more so going to be the outside cover. However, if you are a little more creative and maybe artsy, you can still make these products too. So what I like to do is first come here into the categories and go to books. Now, even though this gets enrolled in KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing, these are not products that you just order on the Kindle. They're actually going to be printed as paperback, and Amazon takes care of all of that. You will create the file, upload it, and then once somebody orders it, they are going to print it out and send it to them. So let's just go to all books. And then because the format will be paperback, I'm going to come here and just look at the paperback books. Now we have a chapter book, so that one is high content. And I just like to scroll through and see what's selling really well that has low content. So for example, here on page 1, we have a how to draw book. So if we take a look inside, there really is not a lot to this book. This is something that easily can be created in Canva. Here's another low content book, and as you can see, it has a ton of ratings. And this one is a learn to write workbook. And again, this one is a little more complex, but definitely could be done in Canva pretty quickly. But I'm going to show you even easier low content material that you can make than that. And these materials you can literally have going and up and running in as little as a half hour. So what we're going to use to do this is called BookBolt. And there's some different plans that you can go with, but overall, this is very cheap. And I'll even include down below a link for you guys that will give you 20% off your subscription. There's also an option once you start your free trial that you can get this for lifetime for only $197. So that will give you literally lifetime access. So I'll show you just how easy it is to use this. Anybody can do it. But there's also a ton of videos here on the main screen that can help you further if you get stuck with something. But overall, this is very user-friendly. So what we can do first to do a little bit of research is come right here to the cloud. Now, if we click, we're going to see all of the different low content materials that we can make. We have notebooks, journals, music sheets, calendars, planners, coloring books, activity books, puzzles. So what I'll do first is choose one, and then we can set the BSR. So the BSR is the bestsellers rank, and the lower the better. The closer to 1 it is, the faster it's selling. Let me just show you this chart real quick that breaks down the BSRs. And I do have this for free in my Discord, which is also linked below. But basically, each category is a different size. Let me give you an example. I do a lot in grocery and gourmet foods, and I want my products to sell fast. So that means I don't like to go outside of the top 3%. So a product that I'm doing research on to see if I want to start selling it, it cannot have a rank higher than 109,000, because if it does have a rank higher than that, it's moving pretty slowly. Books, on the other hand, is a much larger category. So to be in the same criteria, I can go up to 2 million and still have a really good sales volume. So you do have to be familiar with what is a good rank inside of each category, because 100,000 could be a strong rank in one category, but not be a strong rank in another category. So we have quite a bit of wiggle room here with our BSR. So I'm going to go up to 1 million and then search. And what this is going to show me is how well low content books are performing. So the first two that come up are some adult coloring books here. You can see that these are independently published. So this was somebody doing exactly what we're doing right now. And the reviews are really high. So reviews indicate sales. If there are this many reviews, then these products are getting a lot of sales. We can also see the BSRs and what the average selling price is. So if you're creative and artsy, maybe comic books might be something you want to get into. But if you're not creative at all and you really don't want to do anything to the inside, then you can do something like a journal. The inside of a journal, a regular journal, is just blank. So this has over 27,000 ratings. BSR is super strong and the estimated monthly sales is 573. We can click on the title to look at it a little further in Amazon. And this is something that would be next to no work to produce. So they put in what they're thankful for and the date. That's it. So it looks like they had to create one sheet, and then that one sheet fills every single page. This would not take a lot of time or effort to do. Something else we can do right here from the main search is go to results data. This is giving us a lot of good information. So over here, I can see the keyword count. And then I also like that it gives you an average price. So you know about what you can list your product for. So after you've decided what you want to create, then you're going to create the product right here in BookBolt. Again, like I said, you can use Canva if you're going to do something more advanced, like maybe those learn to draw books or a writing book. The process would look very similar. But for this tutorial, we're going to be even easier than that. So we're just going to stick right here on BookBolt. Once the product's made, we will go to keywords and research some keywords to put into it when we make the listing. But to make the product, we're going to come here to the research button and we're going to go to create. Then we'll hit BookBolt Studio. We'll come over to project and go to new project. This is going to be a paperback and we want to design the cover and the interior. For the project name, I'm going to do a journal, so I will set that to journal. I'm going to keep the trim size to 6x9 and I'll also keep it to black and white interior with white paper. Now down here for the bleed, I'm going to have it have bleed. So the difference between bleed and no bleed, a product that has no bleed, it's going to have white trim around the perimeter. But a product that has bleed, there's not going to be a trim. It's going to extend all the way out to the edges. Then you have to put in how many pages you want this to have. So since it's a journal, I want it to have quite a few pages. I'll go 200 and create project. So here is the cover page. Now where we see this pink area, we're going to want to stay inside there because when the book gets cut, it doesn't always get cut exactly in the same place. So you definitely don't want to put anything onto that pink area that you don't want cut off. Now I noticed during the research that inspirational things seem to be quite popular for people. They like things that are inspirational. So what I'm going to do is go to Pexels because I can use their products there, just download those and use them, and they don't have a copyright on them. So I'm going to click on photos and then we'll type in inspirational. So now I'll just browse through and see if I find something that I think would make a good cover. This one's pretty. I like that. And it's kind of like it's leading to the road, like your journey. I'm going to download this one and see how it looks. So I'll come right here and upload image. I wonder how to look if I stretch it so that it's the cover and the back. I'm not really sure if that'll work, but let's see. I'm making sure that I don't have anything in that pink area that I don't want cut off. So for the front cover, you wouldn't see this middle line right there as much, but then it would extend over to the back cover. I think that looks pretty cool. So right here in the middle, that's the spine. All right, so I like that there. I'm going to right click and lock that into place so it can't be moved. And now for the front, we're going to want to put some words here. So first, I'm just going to lay out a shape. I'll stretch it out, make it the size that you want. And then it looks really cool if you come over here. Right here is where you can change the color of the fill. And then here is how you can change the opacity of it. So if I want it to be more transparent, I can just turn down the opacity. So something like that, where it's still there, but it's more transparent. And now inside, maybe I could put like a little motivational quote here, or I can put journal with a blank line so someone could put their name on it. There's really a lot of options. So since I'm going with like a motivational, inspirational thing here, I think I'm going to put a nice inspirational quote, maybe something about like the journey or the road of life that would fit this theme pretty nicely. Let's see if we can find a good life quote on Google. All of these right here are actually pretty good. The journey is never ending. Sometimes it's the journey that teaches you a lot about your destination. I like that one. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Ooh, I think I like the first one and the third one. I'm going to go with this one. All right, so now we will go to the text box, regular. And I just need to play around with it a little bit to make it fit into that rectangle. I'm going to unlock that and make it a little bigger. Let's center it and make it white. I like how the little guidelines come up too when it tells you that it's in the center. I think I'm going to play around with the font a little bit just to see if I like something else more. This one's pretty cool. I don't know, make it maybe just a tiny bit bigger. I think I like that. Okay, I'm just going to lock everything into place so I don't accidentally move it around. So there we have it. We have the front cover, there's the spine, the back cover, and then there's our little inspirational quote on the front to make this an inspirational journal. Now I have to do something with these pages so that they're not blank. Amazon doesn't want to just see blank pages, so I have to do a little bit of something with it. So to do that, I'm going to come right here to this button, Page Templates. You could keep it blank and have the pages be numbered, but I think I'm going to come here to the journal one, and we have 3 different variants. So I can do narrow, college, or wide. I kind of like the wide look for this, so I'll click that one. And I want this on every single page except for my cover. So we will click next. If I wanted to change the color of the lines, I could do that right here. That could be something neat to play around with. But for now, I'm just going to keep it that color, and I will submit. And we're done. Our journal is complete. So here we have it, and then every page after that is just where they can make their journal entries. Super easy. That did not take long at all. So now let me show you how we will download it and then upload it to KDP. We'll come right here to Project and download this project RGB. So our zip file is here and it has finished downloading. Now we are at kdp.amazon.com. And if you don't already have a Kindle Direct Publishing account, you will just set one up. And it's literally linked right with your other Amazon accounts. So if you already have a Seller Central account, it's just going to link them together. And I will sign in. This is very easy to use. So down here, you'll have a list of the books that you have live on Amazon. And come right here to the Create button to put a new one up. We have a paperback, so we'll create paperback. So for the book title, I don't have a title for the book because it's a journal. So what I will do instead is make it look like a typical listing description for the title that you would see on a product on Amazon. I'm just going to type in inspirational journal and see what comes up to give me some ideas. I see cute journal for women, diary, inspirational journal. So now what I'm going to do is research these keywords a little more to see the volume. Right back at Book Vault, we'll come right here to keywords. Cute journal for women. So now I get to see keywords and phrases related to that. Right here is going to be the Amazon search volume, and beside that, the Google search volume. So we're really interested in the Amazon, and I'll click this to filter it from high to low. Cute journals is getting 7,902. So that seems like a good little phrase. I'm going to copy that and then put it right here into a Google Doc so I can just start compiling all of the different keywords and ideas for my title. And it's also going to start asking me for keywords as I keep listing my book. So I want to generate a good list of different keywords. Let's go with inspirational journal now. Women's journal inspirational. I'm kind of surprised that men inspirational journal has a higher search volume than women's. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. Maybe men would like to see more of a niche towards them for journals. Add that one to the list. We have daily inspirational journal here. I noticed in a lot of research that people seem to like things that have like swear words or witty sayings on it. So that's something to put in the back of your mind too. A lot of these also have the word notebook. So let's search that. Notebooks. So that keyword seems to generate quite a bit of a search volume. I'll add that. And now I'll just kind of work with the words that I've found and the phrases to develop the title. I also want to check the volume of girls journal as my phrase. So maybe we'll add in adventure journal for girls, or women, men, girls, cute journal, notebook, and then 200 pages, 6 by 9. And then I'll just paste that there for my title. We don't have to worry about a subtitle. This is not a series, and there's no addition for the author. You can just input your name, and you don't have any contributors who helped you with this. You can leave that blank. All right, now for the description, I'm going to do the same thing. Go to Amazon and find a product that is similar and use their layout for what they already have for a description. This is how we work smarter, not harder. So this description isn't too bad. So I'm going to take what they have and make it applicable to my journal. So we'll paste that there. All right, features include, so ours is a 6-inch by 9-inch, not wire binding. It is a paperback, not gold foiled, 200 wide ruled lines. This doesn't apply. I'll remove that, take that out. That doesn't apply. Paperback. So see how I'm just taking what they have for like a frame to work with, and then I'm changing it to make it applicable to our product. Next, for the publishing rights, we own the copyright to this because we created this. We didn't reproduce anything that belongs to anybody else. And now here's where we can put those keywords that we searched. Daily inspirational journal. Now for the categories, we're going to want Amazon to know what our book is about and where to place it. So we'll choose our categories. You can choose up to 2 categories to put the book into, but the problem is when you click on one, several more subcategories come up. So it's kind of hard to decide where to put your book. And for that reason, I also go back right here to Book Vault and we'll come down to KDP categories. I definitely want Amazon to categorize this as a journal so people who are searching journals can find it. So these seem to be the 2 good categories to put it into. The first one will go to literary collections and then diaries and journals. Literary collections, diaries and journals, and then juvenile nonfiction, language arts, journal writing. Juvenile nonfiction, down to the subcategory, language arts, and journal writing. So there they are. We will save. Now we're going to click here and classify our book as a low content book. And for adult content, this is something that is definitely appropriate for children under 18. So we're going to say, no, this is not adult content. Save and continue. Now, because this is a low content book, we do not have to have an ISBN, which is the barcode that goes on the back of the book. We don't have to put one on there ourselves. Amazon will do that for us. So we will go here and publish without an ISBN. It's not published yet, so we'll leave that alone. We have it on black and white interior with white paper, and ours is a 6 by 9. We have it as bleed. Remember, it's going to run over. It's not going to have the white perimeter. And then we get to choose a matte or a glossy finish. And now we will upload the inside and the cover. And now for the cover, we do not want to do the cover creator. We already created ours. So we'll go to upload a cover you already have. All right, now we get to preview it. So here is our front cover, our back cover with the barcode that they applied. And now every page is going to be the same because this is a low content book, but it's a good idea still to click through and make sure that everything uploaded as such. So it's pretty amazing that we can make something and then have people actually buy it, and Amazon's going to print it for us. So now we can just self-publish it and you can consider yourself an author. You created something. Everything looks good to me, so I'm going to approve. Now we get to see what the printing cost looks like. So for everything that we did, it is going to cost $3.25 every time the book gets purchased. But this doesn't actually cost you in your pocket because it's going to come out of the price that the customer paid. So you're not paying anything. It's just going to be deducted from what they pay. So now we'll go on to the final step, which is the pricing. We'll have this top button clicked so that worldwide people can order it and have it sent to them. And now right here is where we get to put our pricing and see what our royalties or our profits are going to be. You can see it says minimum of $5.42 because after the printing fee and the Amazon fees, that would be your break-even price. So if I price this for the customer to purchase for $5.42, and you can see here that my royalty is $0. Now, anything above this point, what Amazon will give me for my royalty is going to be 60%. Unless you choose expanded distribution, then your royalty will only be 40%. And what this is other distributors are going to purchase it and resell it. So obviously you're going to get a lower portion there because other people are going to resell it into their stores or their marketplaces. But typically with low content materials, that doesn't really happen very often. All right, so let's say we price this at $6.99 after the $3.25 printing. Our 60% royalty would only be 94 cents. If you want to have less that you're paying to Amazon, one thing that you could do is not have so many pages. So mine has quite a few pages. It's a 200-page journal. So if this maybe would have been 100 or 120, then that would have made it a little bit more in my pocket because it's less pages that they have to print. So I'm going to have to make this a little bit more money in order to profit off of it. So at $8.99, here I would be making a royalty of $2.14 every time one sold.
So clearly, with one product, the chances of just getting rich off of that one product is not very likely. But the idea here is that you are going to create several low content materials and then profit off of each of them. You might have one product that's pulling in $50 a month, another product that's pulling in $100 a month. So really here, the idea is to be thinking about and creating maybe even 2 pieces of low content material each week that you can be putting up. But be careful here because you don't just want to create anything just for the sake of creating something. Yes, they don't take a long time to do, but you do want to do the research in the back end of it to make sure that what you're creating is actually a low content material that people really do want to purchase.
It's also a good idea to have this as low as possible, especially in the beginning, so that you can build up some purchases, build up some reviews and some ratings on it. So that's typically what you have to do when you first launch something onto Amazon that's new. You have to make it lower than what you actually want to sell it for until you can get those reviews, because people like to see that. Once they can see that this is a product that people like, it has reviews, people are actually purchasing it and enjoying it, then you can increase your price even more. So to start out, just to get some reviews on it, it might even be a good idea to start listing it down here where I'm maybe breaking even or making next to nothing, just so that I can get people to make the purchase. So now we will just come down and you can see that it takes up to 72 hours for your book to be available for purchase on Amazon. So we will come and publish our paperback book. And that is all that there is to it. So you can see just how powerful this really can be. And literally for $8 a month, you can be doing research, figuring out what people like to see, coming up with different low content materials. And like I said, it really is a volume thing. So the more you have, the more money's coming in, because you're not getting rich. You're not making a ton of money on one single product. So if you have several really good products, you're uploading 1 to 2 a week that are really good products, then this can definitely add up very quickly for you. I hope that this video was very informative and helpful for you, and that you go out there and start making your own low content materials to start increasing your profits on Amazon. As always, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.